Fuck you looking at, dog?
Those things are gonna kill you.
Everything will kill you nowadays, mate. I like my poison.
Abe lived a fantasy life through Kane's world of violence. It was all just a beautiful, violent illusion playing out in his mind.
Right, south side in the house! Knock, knock!
Who's fucking there?
What up, you fat fuck, Stan?
No.
Frankie, welcome.
Benny. Long time.
Yeah, you smell good, don't you, Buzz?
He smells real fucking good.
Tony, you're welcome to have a drink.
Fucking bother, I don't fucking drink.
You don't drink.
My father always told me never trust a man who doesn't drink.
Fuck your father.
You think we give a fuck what your father thinks?
You for real, old man? Fuck you, fucking cunt. Nah, we out of here.
man.
Sit the fuck down, princess. Sit the fuck down.
What's this shit, boy?
Don't fucking move, cunt. You're fucking crazier than I thought. And you must think I'm just some dumb punk, huh? Yeah. You wanna play this game? I said you wanna play this game?
I won! Hey! Fuck you! Yeah!
Today's a good day to die, Frank.
The film opens with a brief commentary suggesting that chess can be perceived as a ruthless game, as the pieces symbolize individuals indirectly attempting to harm one another. The narrative then transitions to introduce a character named Abe, who is engaged in a game of chess. It is revealed that Abe is a formidable gangster operating in the East. Opposite him at the chessboard is Frankie, another formidable gangster who controls the West. Both men are renowned for their ruthlessness and difficulty in management. One morning, Abe is awakened by his daughter, revealing that he has a loving family and they appear genuinely happy together. At home, he does not exhibit any characteristics typical of a gangster boss. After preparing for the day, Abe enjoys breakfast and brews coffee for himself, complimenting its taste to his wife, who playfully quips that it resembles store-bought instant coffee. Their daughter then asks for permission to spend the night at her grandmother's house, to which Abe agrees, provided she remembers to complete her homework. Shortly thereafter, Abe departs as his personal driver, Benjamin, awaits him. In his absence, his wife discovers his bipolar medication, which he must have inadvertently left behind. Outside, Abe hands Benjamin a cup of the coffee he prepared and eagerly inquires about its flavor. Benjamin responds positively, which pleases Abe. However, he humorously adds that it is nearly as good as instant coffee. Meanwhile, a police car is seen observing them from a distance. As they begin their journey, Abe and Benjamin notice that the police are following them, as is customary. After some time, Abe instructs Benjamin to lose the police tail, to which Benjamin acquiesces. When they become ensnared at a traffic light, Benjamin quickly takes an alternate route, successfully evading the police. Following this incident, Abe informs Benjamin of a scheduled meeting later that evening with Frankie, the gangster boss from the West. Abe expresses his irritation with Frankie due to ongoing disturbances in his eastern territory. Additionally, Abe attempts to reach out to Richard, an associate who typically assists with money laundering operations. However, Richard does not answer his calls despite having recently received funds from Abe. Frustrated by this lack of communication, Abe contemplates taking action against Richard. Subsequently, Abe convened with his trusted right-hand associate, distinguished by a white beard, to provide him with a letter containing information about Richard. He instructed his associate to deliver the letter to apartment number 23 precisely at 3 p.m. 30 minutes later. A man named Kane was observed practicing boxing. Kane is recognized for his toughness and merciless demeanor, particularly when dealing with his targets. After completing his training, he made his way home but stopped at a convenience store to purchase some beverages. As he approached the cashier to make his payment, he noticed two imposing individuals staring at him. In response, Kane envisioned himself confronting them. However, he maintained his composure as he noticed two police officers entering the store. Ultimately, Kane arrived at his apartment building. There, a neighbor appeared to be looking for a confrontation, but due to the presence of a woman nearby, he opted not to engage in any conflict. Once inside his apartment, Kane swiftly packed his belongings and took a shower. Meanwhile, Abe's trusted associate, tasked with delivering the letter, proceeded to Kane's apartment and slipped the letter under the door precisely at 3 p.m. After finishing his shower. Kane retrieved the letter and settled down to watch the news. The broadcast reported on a brutal murder that had occurred, revealing that Kane was responsible for eliminating several gangsters the previous night. He then opened the letter, which contained information and photographs of Richard. At that moment, Kane realized that he needed to eliminate Richard without delay. Meanwhile, Richard was at home with his pregnant wife when he received a call from an unknown number, which he suspected was from Abe. He chose to decline the call. Subsequently, Richard decided to take a shower in preparation for an important meeting with a client. During this time, his wife, who was cooking, inadvertently heard a notification from his phone. Upon checking it, she discovered that Richard had an appointment with another woman, contradicting his claim of meeting with a client. Shortly thereafter, Richard admitted to his wife that she should not wait for him to return home as he had a late-night meeting with a client. Shortly thereafter, Richard departed, unaware that his wife was discreetly following him. Simultaneously, Kane was also trailing Richard's vehicle. Inside the car, Richard was engaged in a conversation with a woman he intended to meet, during which she expressed her disdain for Richard's pregnant wife. Richard attempted to reassure her, asserting that their relationship would remain undiscovered. Meanwhile, Richard's wife was attempting to reach her younger sister, Kelly, but found her unavailable. After several attempts, Kelly finally answered the call. During their conversation, Richard's wife revealed her distress over her husband's meeting with another woman, given her pregnancy. In response, Kelly advised her to exercise patience and subsequently reached out to Richard, discovering that the woman he planned to meet was actually his sister. Kelly urged Richard not to go through with the meeting that night, prompting him to head to a basement instead, all while Kane continued to follow him. Upon arriving at a parking lot, Kane unexpectedly brandished a firearm and approached Richard. His shot went astray, tragically striking Richard's wife and leaving Kane in shock. He quickly fled the scene and later dismounted his motorcycle to call Abe's wife for information on Abe's whereabouts. The narrative then shifts back to Abe, who was being escorted by Benjamin to a concealed bar. There, Abe was scheduled to meet Frankie, the gangster boss from the West. After a brief wait, Frankie arrived with his younger brother. Abe extended his hand for a handshake, but Frankie declined. At that moment, Frankie's younger brother attempted to insult Abe in Greek, unaware that Abe understood the language. Shortly after taking their seats, Abe confronted Frankie about his disruptive activities in the eastern region, which clearly fell under Abe's jurisdiction. Rather than provide an answer, Frankie suggested they play chess first, to which Abe ultimately consented before any further discussion could take place. As the game was about to commence, Frankie inquired about the stakes. When Abe did not respond, Frankie proposed that if he were to win, the eastern region would officially become his territory. Conversely, if he lost, he would compensate Abe with a sum of money. Frankie's proposition effectively challenged Abe's authority. In response, Abe declared that the wager for the chess match would be his life, indicating that the loser would face immediate execution. Initially, Frankie perceived Abe's statement as a jest. However, Abe was entirely serious about the bet. At that moment, Frankie was unwilling to gamble his life over a chess game and attempted to leave with his younger brother, but they were obstructed by Abe's right-hand man and a crew member. Frankie cautioned Abe against taking reckless actions, revealing that he had dispatched men to visit Abe's family. He asserted that with a single phone call, his men could harm Abe's family, yet Abe maintained his composure and challenged Frankie to contact them immediately. Feeling provoked, Frankie called his men to proceed to Abe's residence. Upon arrival, Frankie's men discovered that Abe's family was absent. Instead, they found a box, which, when opened, resulted in a sudden explosion. It became evident that Abe had orchestrated this plan earlier in the day by concealing a bomb. Consequently, Frankie had no choice but to engage in the chess match with Abe, fully aware that losing would result in immediate death. The two then proceeded to play. During the game, Frankie was visibly distressed by the unforeseen turn of events. Meanwhile, Abe began to feel anxious as he realized he had forgotten his medication at home, which he was due to take at that time. This lapse in medication led to a loss of self-control for Abe. Ultimately, he lost the chess match to Frankie, who then began to intimidate him in light of his victory. In a fit of agitation, Abe killed Frankie's younger brother right before Frankie's eyes. Following this incident, Abe began to speak incoherently and directed curses at those around him. Abe then turned to his trusted associate and inquired about the number of individuals they had killed. However, his associate was unable to provide an accurate figure due to the overwhelming number. In a sudden outburst of rage, Abe killed his right-hand person along with others present. At that moment, Benjamin recognized that Abe had lost control as a result of not taking his medication. Simultaneously, Cain appeared and swiftly aimed his firearm at Frankie. Without hesitation, he shot and killed Frankie, then invited Benjamin to share a drink, asserting that those present deserved their fate. Cain subsequently offered Benjamin a gun. However, when Benjamin declined, Cain threatened him, stating he would shoot him on the count of 3. He made it clear that if Benjamin did not act first, he would meet the same end as the others. It became evident that the ruthless figure Cain was, in fact, Abe. It was revealed that Abe had a dual personality, oscillating between the composed Abe and the merciless Cain. However, due to his lack of medication, Abe could no longer control Cain. Ultimately, Benjamin was compelled to shoot Abe, also known as Cain, when the countdown reached 2. The film concludes at this pivotal moment. Thanks for watching. If you are new, don't forget to subscribe for more of these recaps. Until next time, have a nice day.